各位兄姊妹好，咁今日我就錄影低一個分享嘅信息啦。原本上次就講關於嗰個敵基督同埋獸嗰個經文基本上都完結咁，但係我都認為講一講敵基督同埋獸之後嘅情況喺聖經裏邊因為都係基本上喺啟示錄裏邊繼續嘅，咁我都覺得值得去大家有個認識喺呢方面更加清晰嘅。咁上次我哋提及到，即係耶穌基督已經翻嚟，將敵基督同埋即係獸啦，總之係嗰個獸同埋假先知咧，就扔喺呢個永遠嘅火湖嘅裏面嘅啦。咁會有一個耶穌翻嚟喺地上邊審判列國同埋掌權嘅時間last time we talked about how the beast or the Antichrist and the false prophet, they are going to be thrown into the lake of fire. And then Jesus will be back on the earth to rule literally on the earth. And today we talk about what's going to happen after that.So it is in the book of Revelation chapter 20。咁啟示錄第20章裏邊嘅，即係跟住上次嗰我哋所分享嗰段嘅經文嘅。因為基本上我哋都係睇啟示錄，因為好多人有唔同嘅睇法，因為佢會將啲經文咧就即係左搭右搭，咁又唔認為啲經文係一個跟住時間性咁發展嘅。咁但係呢個講法就即係本身如果喺大部分嘅我哋今時所睇嘅一啲嘅，無論小説又好，一啲嘅敘事嘅一啲嘅文章嚟好，即係睇都好啦。咁你要咁樣去演繹嘅話，除非你有好好嘅理由如果唔係一般嘅文章嘅演繹都係按住嗰個事情嘅發生嗰個次序嚟到去表現出嚟嘅。咁我哋都係按住呢個咁嘅方式，即係啟示錄第一章會喺第二章之前，第二章喺第三章之前咁樣嚟到去睇嘅。So when we look at the book of Revelation, we understand there are lots of different interpretation in different denominations and different churches. The way I would recommend you to understand is because most of the books we are reading today, we are understanding stories or any descriptive passages based on the timeline, the sequence of things happening will be described according to the way the descriptions are made. So what happened before should be mentioned earlier than those which are mentioned later. So we can say that chapter 1 is before chapter 2 and before chapter 3, etc. So what is going to happen first will be put in the earlier chapters, and then what's going to happen later will be put in the later chapters. So we can see that the chapter 20 is going to happen after chapter 19, which is the most reasonable way to understand it. And unless you got a very good reason not to do it that way. So today we're going to read chapter 20. 今日我哋睇呢個嘅第20章，咁就會喺上次所提及嘅假先知同埋呢個獸被毀滅之後噶啦。咁我哋睇呢個第1至3節。我又看見一位天使從天降下，手裏拿着無底坑的鑰匙和一條大鏈子，他捉住那龍，就是古蛇，又叫魔鬼，也叫撒旦，把他捆綁1000年，拋在或者扔在無底坑裏，將無底坑關閉，用印封上，使他不得再迷惑列國。等到那1000年完了以後，必須暫時釋放他。So in chapter 21 to 3, and this is John. John, he saw that there's another angel from heaven. In his hand was a key to the bottomless pit, and then there is a huge train, and he caught the dragon, which is the old snake or the ancient snake, and also it's called the devil or Satan. And then he was bound for 1,000 years, and then he was thrown into the bottomless pit, and then the bottomless pit will be closed, will be shut, and it was sealed so that it cannot deceive nations. And then after the 1,000 years is finished, and it will be released for a short period. 咁呢段經文就係講咗一個1000年嘅過程咧，就係魔鬼撒旦，即係呢件事亦都會喺敵基督同埋獸之後。咁所以其實某程度我哋要相信呢個魔鬼撒旦被封1000年嘅時間係將來嘅事啊，因為我點解咁特別要提及咧？因為其實而家有一啲嘅可能天主教，據我所理解，天主教認為而家呢段時間魔鬼撒旦被封咗嘅，咁所以咧即係天主教作為教會佢哋可以有自由嚟傳福音，即係佢認為嗰個封咧就唔係完全嘅封閉，而係封咗一啲嘅即係封咗部分嘅能力。咁但係好明顯呢個同呢段經文係完全係偏差得太遠啦嚇！如果我哋根據頭先所講，呢個或者個獸同埋假先知被扔喺火湖裏邊之後，呢條龍或者呢個嘅呢個魔鬼撒旦啦佢先至被封1000年啊！因為我哋知道嗰個獸同埋嗰個嘅假先知咧個能力都喺魔鬼度嚟嘅咁所以如果你話呢個獸已經完成咗啦即係魔鬼被封喺1000年喺無底坑啦，咁但係好明顯我哋今日睇到嗰個景象，魔鬼嘅工作、邪惡嘅事係四處都係咁所以呢個講法係極之牽強個可信性極之低嘅，即係反而我哋會根據經文嗰個解釋，好明顯係將來嘅事，1000年嘅事，魔鬼或者個撒旦或者係呢個古蛇或者係呢個嘅龍咁所以其實我點解我強調即係中國即係成日用條龍嚟到代表自己係一個好危險不過呢啲嘢亦都唔係我哋可以改變得到咁但係我哋要理解中國喺呢個都係一個嘅狀態雖然神係祝福緊中國，但係有好多地方亦都有魔鬼影響喺裏邊，亦都神係允許嘅呢個無可厚非我哋知道魔鬼係世界嘅王今日喺好多地方影響緊呢個世界咁亦都神係其實允許魔鬼去做某啲嘅嘢嚟到考驗佢嘅子民。咁總之個情況就係有1000年，將來魔鬼係被封喺無底坑。點樣封法？我諗呢個其實都唔係話最重要，因為其實神係無所不能嘅。咁呢個無底坑究竟係咪喺地心嘅裏邊，或者喺另外一個屬靈嘅空間裏邊？我覺得呢個其實都唔係一個好重要嘅事。So this is about the devil, or the dragon, or the old snake will be bound in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And there are a lot of people saying the 1,000 years is not literally 1,000 years, just a long time. So maybe we are already in the 1,000 years because people are saying it is about the preaching of the gospel, because the church now has the freedom to preach the gospel. That's why the devil was already bound in this bottomless pit. This is the teaching by the Roman Catholic Church more, I would say. But we see the things happening in the consequential sequence, then the devil is going to be bound in the bottomless pit after the removal of the beast and the false prophet last time we talked about. And based on that, because the beast and the false prophets is still not here yet, so we can say that the devil is not bound yet, because we can see the work of the devil everywhere today. A lot of sinful things happening around the whole world. So the best interpretation I have to say is this is going to happen in the future, and the devil is going to be bound in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years after the beast and the false prophet are thrown into the lake of fire. Okay, yeah, we continue with the rest of the scriptures. 我又看見幾個寶座，也有坐在上面的，並有審判的權柄賜給他們。又看見那些因為給耶穌作見證並為神之道被斬者的靈魂，和那沒有拜過獸的獸像，和那沒有拜過獸與獸像，也沒有在額上和手上受過他印記之人的靈魂，他們都復活了，與基督一同作王1000年。這是頭一次的復活，其餘的人死人還沒有復活，直等到那1000年完了，在頭一次復活有份的有福了，聖潔了。第二次的死在他們身上沒有權柄，他們必作神和基督的祭司，並要與基督一同作王1000年。So verse 4 to 6, so that John saw some thrones, and then he saw people sitting on the thrones, and there was the authority of judgment to these people. And then also John saw there are people who had witnessed for Jesus, and then they will kill the martyr because of the preaching of God's gospel. And then there are those people, they didn't worship the beast and the statue of the beast. And then on their forehead and on the hand, they did not receive the mark of the beast. These people, they are going to be resurrected at the time, and they're going to be with Jesus to rule as kings for 1,000 years. This is the first resurrection. And then all the other dead people, they had not resurrected yet until the 1,000 years finish. And for those who have the chance to be resurrected at this time, they are blessed. They are holy. And the second death is not going to affect them. They will be with God and Christ as priests, and then they will be ruling with Christ for 1,000 years. 咁呢段經文亦都提及到一個好重要，就係頭一次嘅復活。不過我諗喺經文裏邊有陣時寫個字眼上邊咧，我哋要清晰㗎。一個頭一次復活呢個係我深信係指即係耶穌翻嚟嘅之後嘅第一次復活。咁你睇到呢次嘅復活嘅人係有啲即係基本上都係喺呢個嘅末世嗰段階段裏邊咧，係被斬頭嘅人啊，被殺嘅人啊，嗰啲冇即係強調過冇拜過獸與獸像嗰班嘅人嚇冇呢個獸印嘅人。咁呢隻人其實都喺我哋提及到嘅呢個末世，特別係呢個獸管治嗰7年嘅時間嘅嚇。咁呢班人就會同耶穌基督作王。咁但係其實我哋知道其實有冇其他人已經復活咗咧？其實如果根據佢簡單嘅聖經文裏邊馬太福音，當耶穌被釘十字架嘅時候，亦都有一班人復活咗嘅。咁如果嗰班人係屬於第一次復活定第二次復活咧，好明顯佢係呢一次嘅復活之前已經有。所以其實我相信呢度所講嘅第一次復活係指即係呢個末世之後嘅第一次復活。甚至如果我哋之前都提及到所謂嘅被提，就有部分嘅人係會係喺即係災難之前會係避開呢個嘅災難嘅一啲嘅 神嘅教會嘅嚇，即係有所以其實呢係有混亂嘅，因為你要講你第一次復活，咁如果嗰班人復活咗，喺呢度第一次先復活，咁之前肯定冇人復活啦。咁但係好明顯我哋知道係有人已經復活咗嘅，即係耶穌被釘十字架死嘅時間係有一班人復活咗，所以其實2000年前已經有人復活咗，咁亦都有被提嘅時間亦都有人復活咗，咁亦都有啲未死嘅人係唔需要經歷死亡嘅，亦都有提及到。咁所以呢度嗰個復活咧係我相信即係強調翻係呢個係末世之後嘅第一次復活嚇。咁而復活嘅就係嗰啲會係同耶穌一齊作王，咁嗰啲就係一啲嘅殉道者啊，嗰啲冇印記喺手上面或者額上面啊，亦都冇拜過偶像嘅。咁呢班人亦都強調佢哋會同耶穌一齊管理1000年，就喺呢個所謂嘅千禧年嘅時代裏邊咁佢哋就亦都係做祭司嘅。And we can see that this is about the resurrection, the first resurrection. But we need to know that sometimes the Bible says it's the first resurrection. But then we know that when Jesus was killed on the cross 2,000 years ago, in the book of Matthew, we also notice there was resurrections of the old saints at the time. So this first resurrection is the resurrection after the end of the generation, after the removal of the beast and the false prophet, and when the time when the devil was chained in the bottomless pit. So this resurrection is the first one after the end of this generation. So before that, there will probably be a few resurrection already. So, and also we talk about the rapture. The church will have the blessing to escape the tribulation because of the beast, and there will be saints resurrected, and there will be people who had not died at the time of the rapture, that they will be raised to heaven directly. So it is a little bit complicated, but when we look at the whole Bible altogether, we can understand this first resurrection talks about all those people that are resurrected before this 1,000 years. And when Jesus, as King of Kings, he comes back with the saints also. A lot of those saints, actually, they were already resurrected, So this is about the ruling of the earth with Jesus for 1,000 years. Okay, and so there are a lot of misunderstanding in this area. But anyway, if we understand everything based on the timeline, on the sequence of how the this different area described according to the sequence in the Bible, then we can see that this first resurrection happened after the rapture, after the Matthew All Saints resurrection. Okay, but anyway, there are going to be people who believe in Jesus and ruling with Jesus for 1,000 years. 咁第7節到最尾啦1000年完了，撒旦必從監牢裏被釋放出來，要迷惑地上四方的列國，就是歌革和瑪各，叫他們聚集爭戰，他們的人數多如海沙，他們上來遍滿了全地，圍住聖徒的營與蒙愛的城，就有火從天降下，消滅了他們。迷惑他們的魔鬼被扔在硫磺的火湖裏，就是獸和假先知所在的地方，他們必晝夜受痛苦，直到永永遠遠。Okay, we study the verses 7 to 10. And after the finish of the 1,000 years of millennium, and Satan will be released from the prison. And then Satan will come out to deceive the people on the earth. and this is the Gog and Magog, and they will be gathering to fight for the war. And then the number of these people is numerous as the sand in the sea. And then they will fill the whole earth, and then they will surround basically the place where the saints are going to stay, and basically it's the Jerusalem also, yeah, because it's talk about a city loved by God. So I think the best the city that's the best should for the description is Jerusalem. And then there's going to be fire from heaven to fall down on these people. And then the devil, which deceived these people, will be thrown into the sulfur of lake of fire, which is the place where the beast and the false prophet will be. And then they will be suffering there until eternity. 咁呢個就係嗰個嘅1000年嗰個嘅千禧年嗰個嘅描述啦。咁呢個究竟係咪1000年或者係有好長時間咧？咁我哋即係如果冇第二啲合理解釋嘅，直接當係1000年都係一個合理嘅解釋嘅。呢個都係將來發生嘅事，我哋將來應該喺神裏邊有更加清晰嘅解釋嘅。不過我諗都係神俾我哋一個大概嘅一個嘅概念，將來所發生嘅事啊。但係重點就係魔鬼撒旦混1000年又放翻出嚟，又會迷惑你個，有好多人又會跟咗魔鬼，即係喺一個千禧年嘅角度，耶穌同埋聖徒管治嘅時間都有好多人最終會背叛神去跟咗魔鬼，咁所以你會諗下嗰個情況。咁所以其實千禧年裏邊嘅人唔係全部都得救嘅，即係我諗呢個階段嘅人去到耶穌就翻嚟，咁當中咧就係即係剩翻嘅。我相信咧就已經成為呢個同耶穌就係管治嗰個群體啦，即係你祭司啊，咁即係呢個嘅聖徒裏邊，但係會有一班唔信嘅人或者信得唔足夠未信嘅人，咁有人講呢扎人會係一啲嘅當時未死喺世界上邊嘅一啲嘅地上嘅人亦都未信咁，但係神允許佢哋進入呢個千禧年咁呢個有呢個嘅一個其中一個解釋，但係好明顯最重要就係將來千禧年裏邊係有啲人未信，亦都會同耶穌對抗嘅但係最終咧魔鬼撒旦都係會當然打敗啦，咁亦都會喺一個火湖裏邊啦。咁呢度所講嘅歌革同馬各係咩嘅地方咧？咁我哋暫時唔能夠好清楚，可能即係如果跟個名就係中東一啲地方嚟嘅咁最終魔鬼會喺千禧年之後先擺喺火湖裏邊。So this is about the millennium or the 1,000 years. So for some reason, Satan will be released, and then Satan will deceive people on the earth. So we tend to think that after Jesus is back and rule the earth, people will see Jesus and will obey Jesus naturally. But this is not a case. When Satan is going to be released, then a lot of people will actually follow Satan to fight against Jesus. But eventually these people and Satan will be defeated and will be thrown into the lake of fire. So 我自己會睇咧個最合理嘅解釋就係神係允許人喺嗰1000年喺冇魔鬼撒旦影響底下，即係俾人類知道自己都會犯罪，最終魔鬼放出嚟，佢哋亦都跟咗魔鬼犯罪。即係叫犯罪嘅人係無可嚟到去即係抗辯或者係要嚟到係即係神嘅審判係顯出更加公義，即係神俾晒人有足夠嘅唔同嘅環境去順服神，但係人都唔願意So it's not explained in the Bible why Satan was bound and then released later on. The best explanation which I can think of is because God is a God who can basically having a debate with us. We can even argue with God, because a lot of people, they might argue, God, you put Satan there to deceive us so that we sin. If Satan is not here, we will not sin. And then God is showing these people it's not the case. Even when Satan was removed, there's going to be a lot of sinners on the earth during the millennium. And after Satan is going to be released, these people will just follow Satan. So they cannot talk back to God anymore. They just have to accept God's judgment is righteous. 咁最後啦，我哋睇11至15節啦。我又看見一個白色大寶座和坐在上面的，從他面前天地都逃避，在無可見之處。我又看見死了的人，無論大小，都站在寶座前。案卷展開了，並且另有一卷展開，就是生命冊。死了的人都憑着這些案卷所記載，照他們所行的受審判。於是海交出其中的死人，死亡和陰間也交出其中的死人，他們都照各人所行的受審判。死亡和陰間也被扔在火湖裏。這火湖就是第二次的死。若有人名字沒記在生命冊上，他們就扔在火湖裏。So I saw a great white color throne, and the one who is sitting on, and in front of him, even heaven and earth are going to escape to where they will not be seen. And I can see that the people who are dead already, whether they're great or small, they're going to stand before the throne, and then the books open, and then I saw there's another book, which is the book of life. And then all the people they are dead will be judged based on the two books, basically. And then the sea will give those who are dead, and then the death and the hell or hell will give the dead people as well, and then they will be judged based on what they have done. And then death and hell will be thrown into the lake of fire, and then this lake of fire is the second death. And when the people without their names in the book of life, they will be thrown into the lake of fire. 咁呢個就最終就係事情嘅完結，就係呢個敵基督同埋呢個嘅撒旦會扔喺火湖裏邊。咁最終呢個所謂嘅白色大寶座嘅審判。咁我知道白色大寶座我哋最合理嘅嚟形容解釋就係天父就坐喺一個白色大寶座嘅上邊啦。咁跟住就會將所有嘅人只要唔係頭先所見到嗰啲嘅聖徒就佢哋嘅名字不在生命冊上面嘅，都要面對審判，跟住被扔喺呢個火湖嘅當中咁呢個就係嗰個最終呢個時代嘅終結即係千禧年之後會有個最終嘅審判。So we can see that after the millennium, and then the devil is going to be totally defeated, and then there's a white throne. The one sitting in the white throne is God the Father. I mean, this is a best description. And then there will all the people, if they are not safe, if they are not getting the salvation, they will be judged. And these people's names are not going to be in the book of life. And then they will be judged guilty, and they will be thrown into the lake of fire. And this is the second death. And this is the end of the millennium. And then and then the next chapter is about the new heaven and new earth. So this is the finish of all the description about the beast and what's going to happen to the devil, to Satan. 咁我哋今日就完成咗呢個最終呢個獸同埋所謂敵基督啊或者魔鬼撒旦嘅結局啊。咁我哋下個禮拜我哋會有新嘅一個嘅題目啊，希望大家都喺度有一個嘅明白啊。So we finish with the topic about the beast and the devil. So next week we're going to start a new topic. 咁多謝大家。